What's up, everyone? My name is Joe Cox, and thank you for tuning in to Joe C. Cox Photo. As always, we do have a new plan for the video. Second, this is an unscripted video. And third, this video is going to cover my own personal workflow, so there will be some things included, some things excluded. In case you missed the last video, that should be on the screen now. But we were working in Adobe Lightroom, specifically in the Develop module, and we covered the Basic panel in there. Today's video, a little bit different. We are still working in Adobe Lightroom, specifically the Develop module, but we are going to be covering both Histogram and History. So let's go ahead and dive on in. First thing you will notice up in the very top is we are in the Develop module right now. Secondly, you'll find our histogram over on the right near the top. We're going to go ahead and click to open that. And third, you do have our history over kind of about midway on the screen on the left. We're going to click to open that. Now you will notice, because this is the photo we made adjustments to last time, it does have a lot going on in here. I'm going to go back to this photo. And normally when you start off a photo fresh, it will just say import, but I've done some things to this, so that is why we are getting that reset settings. But moving on, we are going to actually start up in Histogram today. So we have kind of talked about Histogram before. There again, it does two big things, provides a basic exposure reading of the photo, and it provides us with the camera settings that were used during the time of capture. So re-looking at that, up top, we do have our basic exposure reading, and then down low, we do have our camera settings. Some things that we didn't get to see the last time is in the Develop module, the histogram in here will show you your different regions. So you do again have blacks on the far left, whites on the far right, with the middle representing the midtones. But another thing that we've never seen before is up in this top left, we have a show shadow clipping. And up in the top right, we have a show highlight clipping. If we click on both of those, you'll notice blue has now entered our photo, as well as some red. So the blue represent pure black pixels. The red represent pure white pixels. When we have either pure black or pure white pixels, what that means is we have lost any contrast and detail within that part of the photo. Otherwise, that's a bad thing. We like people being able to see things in our photos. Otherwise, we'd just have a pure white screen and be like, hey, this is art, or a pure black screen and be like, oh, you can't see what's happening in here? So yeah, kind of interesting there. Hey, you. Yes, you. Quick announcement for the video. Did you know I make merch like coffee cups so you can always be sipping your favorite drink, hoodies so you can always be looking stylish, or even wall art to make sure that any room you're in feels like home? And there's so much more, and the best part is it's always getting added to. So not only do your contributions help improve this channel and further educate more people, but also a portion of those proceeds go to supporting the Semper Fi in America's Fund. So what are you waiting for? Go check out the link below and make sure you get after some of that cool merch. But I love you, you're beautiful people, and always remember that. Now let's get back to the video. All right, so that is going to cover our histogram up here. And well, actually, one more thing I do want to show you is if we go drop down into basic, and if we start making some basic adjustments in here, you'll notice it does start affecting our histogram. So since we went way up in exposure, it moved everything closer to our whites. If we go way down in exposure, it moves everything closer to our blacks. But let's go ahead and make some basic adjustments to this photo. Why not? All right, so you'll notice I just went through exposure all the way down to blacks. Now moving over to the left side of the screen and covering history, you'll notice every adjustment we just made got stacked. So if we wanted to go back to the very first time we hit exposure, we can now see what that photo is looking like. Additionally, you'll notice over on the right, it got rid of all of our basic settings in there, or basic adjustments in there. If we go all the way back up into blacks, it will apply all of these adjustments we had made. So clicking blacks, now everything is reapplied. An important note in here, if you ever go back and you're like, oh, I like when we did this first contrast adjustment. If you start editing or making adjustments from this point, so we'll go up and highlight a little bit, you'll notice it just rewrote our history. And from contrast, now we went to highlights. If I hit Command Z, Command Z, Command Z, and that was to undo that 3 times, you'll notice now we're back to our original. But that is a destructive kind of element in history. So if you go back and start making new adjustments, you will delete that old history that you have. So that is going to cover today's video. Pretty simple overview of the histogram and history panels in there today, but can be very useful for understanding your photos and navigating around your editing. Otherwise, thank you guys for tuning in. I always appreciate you. And don't forget to subscribe. I am releasing a lot of information right now, and yeah, I don't want you to miss out. But I will catch you guys next time. Bye.